All right, welcome back to another Japan Book Hunter. And right now, well, from the end of April until September 1st, Setagaya Bungakukan, or the Setagaya Literary Museum, has been hosting the Junji Ito exhibition, Enchantment. They're selling these exhibition catalogs there, of course, but from last week, they started selling them at select stores here in Tokyo as well. I'm not sure if they're doing that nationwide, and they're not doing it at all bookstores, but I was able to hop around to some bookstores and find some of these. I haven't been to the exhibition yet, but I'm gonna go probably next week at some point. Really, the main reason I would go is for the exhibition catalog, but there's some other goods there that I might want to pick up. And you know, I've been to a lot of Junji Ito exhibitions, so a lot of the pieces that they're showing, I'm sure I've seen already. I'm a fan. I might as well go check it out. At some point, this is probably going to be translated into English by Viz Media and be released worldwide, but there's not a lot of text in it. I mean, there's some text in the back, some interviews. You have Hideo Kojima and Junji Ito talking all things manga and horror, and you know, storylines and pacing and stuff like that. But mostly it's an exhibition catalog of the pieces being shown in the show right now. So let's take a look at it. Lots of color pages and lots of Genga in here. Sorry, I'm awful. This is Nemuki is where the magazine that Junji Ito has primarily been published over recent years. In the past, it was a bit different. Sorry, I'm awful with the English titles of the Junji Ito releases because I've lived here in Japan for 21 years. I think I've only read one Junji Ito book in English. From the Junji Ito project, of course, Tomie. This is a Nemuki cover. More Tomie, just classic imagery. See, here we get some Genga panels, which they will be showing at the exhibition. Or I should say they are showing as we speak. So this was in Gekkan Halloween. Of course, that was where the first appearance of Tomie appeared. I actually had that first appearance of Halloween at one point, but I had this huge stack of monthly Halloweens. And I was like, I just want to dump a bunch of them because they're taking up too much space. I forgot that the first appearance of Tomie was in there and I sold it for a ridiculously low amount. But somebody got lucky out there. This is what I like to see. The rough sketches of Tomie. I mean, just being able to see the process. It's pretty cool. And more color. It is a pretty well done, I mean, it's a well done, well put together book. Of course, we're here in Japan, we don't get that many hardcovers, but dang, I'd like a hardcover exhibition catalog by Junji Ito. It would just be so much better. And if we were blessed, we'd get an oversized edition so you can see more of the detail than we see here, but it's still, again, not that bad. Abarabone no Ona, the ribs girl. Of course, Slug Girl, classic. I've probably told this story before, but before the adaptations of some of these stories, like Slug Girl, came out on Netflix, at that time, my wife was working for Netflix, and Junji Ito this was during COVID, so he did a web, you know, like a Zoom style Q&A with staff that were working on the project. And my wife was in that meeting, and I sat off in the corner, got to watch it and hear the Q&A. It was about an hour long. The best part was just him talking about his cats. So rad. People asked like serious questions about, you know, his process and his story building. And then towards the end, somebody asked about his cats and he got super stoked. Classic. Soichi. It's a great cover. Eterno Mura. Etel's Village. God, I wish I knew the English titles. I really should know these things. This is like every child's nightmare of being sucked down a drain by like an octopus tentacle coming up and grabbing you by the ankle. Or I remember when I was a kid, my sister had a bunch of like eerie and creepy magazine and, you know, those old pulp horrors like comic books. One of them, on the cover, there was an octopus coming out of the shower attacking a woman. And every time I washed my hair and closed my eyes, I was like, an octopus is gonna come out and grab me. It's not possible, but when you're a kid, your imagination goes wild. I guess there is quite a bit of, I take that back. There is quite a bit of text in here in between chapters. Gyo, of course. Yeah, you guys need a translation of this into English. I bet you it gets a French translation as well. I mean, it is Junji Ito, of course. Obi, why? Soichi. God, it's just so good. Mashup of all the classic characters. So Looking This Way is Junji Ito's newest picture book. It's a picture book, I believe, geared towards children. I have a copy of it. And incidentally, JapanBookHunter.com is where I sell my books. I got a bunch of these catalogs up there. I hopped around to a bunch of bookstores that I knew would be carrying this. They're limited a lot of times, you know, 1 per customer or 2 per customer, depending on the bookstore, but that's why I go out hunting. I just hit a whole bunch of bookstores and I grabbed a stack of them. So hop on over to JapanBookHunter.com if you want to get this before it comes out in English. But, you know, at some point it will come out in English. So don't fret, my fine friends. But if you want it early and you're a psycho like me for collecting, then hop on over there. I got some up there. I didn't add a lot to the price, just enough to cover my shipping time. And it comes with this rad Tomie supplemental. It's like a little pull-out. These supplementals are called a furoku. And it's like a little, a bonus comic. They've been doing them since the 50s. Furoku, that is. Not sure if the English edition, when they do these, will come with this, though. Not very common. But then you might get like this rad hardcover edition that, you know, like Viz does the deluxe editions and stuff. Jesus, I don't know. Who knows? I know nothing about the US market anymore. And that, my fine friends, is the newest book by Junji Ito, Junji Ito Exhibition Enchantment Illustrations. Thanks for being here, my fine friends. Again, JapanBookHunter.com on all social media. Instagram is where I post the rare and wild stuff that doesn't end up on the website. And of course, the website, JapanBookHunter.com. And until next time, my fine friends, matane.